like to invite jemput adik Sofia IZDIHAR binti Muhammad Saleh dari Sekolah Menengah Sains Sri Puteri dengan tajuknya Consumer Empowerment in Addressing the Cost of Living Issues. We will hand over the mic to you and the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Consumer empowerment on addressing the cost of living issues. Everyone, I just went to the 5 Speed Mart 5 minutes ago when I had taken all the groceries I needed and I went to the 5th counter. The total bill was 500. As I remembered, 5 months ago, for the same amount of groceries, it would only cost me half of the 500. Is there anything I could do to change this? What is the knowledge that I must have? And what are the rights I have on this matter? Now, do you know what is the importance of consumer empowerment? Before I continue with my speech, I would love to greet the honorable judges, wise timekeepers, as well as the lovely audience present today. I am sure that all of you are excited to be here just as I am, but I'm not going to be standing here to talk about feelings. I want to talk about a very important issue, which is consumer empowerment on addressing the cost of living issues. Ladies and gentlemen, consumer is the person who purchases goods and services for personal use. On the other hand, empowerment means the power given to someone to do something. With that being said, I can conclude that consumer empowerment means when we give power to an individual when purchasing goods or services. Power is a subjective matter. In this context, power means providing these consumers with the education that they needed to enhance their skills in decision making when purchasing goods and services. Now, let's move everyone's focus to the definition of cost of living. Cost of living refers to the amount of money needed to cover basic needs, such as housing, food, and education. But imagine what will happen if we live in a world where the rise in everyday essentials are growing faster than the rise in average household incomes. This is now a crisis faced by our beloved country, Malaysia. However, this is where consumer empowerment comes in to play a significant role on addressing the cost of living issues. Have you ever heard of the quote, "A fool and his money are soon parted"? Well, this is a saying by Dr. John Bridges. This proverb relates with my first point. Empowered consumers have the ability to make smart choices regarding their purchases and avoid unnecessary expenses. Nowadays, inflation seems to be the word frequently used by the citizens of Malaysia. Inflation is where the demands for goods and services increases, but the supply is not sufficient to meet the soaring demands. Therefore, the prices of goods will increase, ultimately cause the inflation. Empowered consumers, however, will not restrict their choices and always strive for better options. This is because they are well informed and have access to information regarding product details, services, and prices. This will ultimately help them to plan a cheaper alternatives, such as buying foods or basic commodities in cheap or bulk stores. To look, for example, I don't have to look far. My favorite chocolate bread sold at my school's cooperative increases in price. Sadly, I have to choose my second favorite chocolate bread to buy every day so that I can put away enough money for savings. Setting aside my chocolate bread problem, my second point for today's speech is empowered consumers also are more likely to advocate for their rights as they are knowledgeable about the laws that focuses on their rights as consumers. If the consumers purchase goods or items with misleading information or receive service unsatisfactorily, they can ask for compensation, or in other situations, if the good if the purchase of goods or services received are ridiculously priced, they can immediately submit a complaint to the authorities. There is a law in Malaysia known as Price Control and Anti-Profiteering Act 2010. This law will prevent these suppliers from taking a shortcut to earn a large profit at such a short time, as this will definitely will negatively affect the cost of living among the citizens in Malaysia. Regularly, the suppliers would overcharge consumers for chicken during festive seasons, such as Hari Raya or even during the hay seasons. These kind of situations must alert the authorities immediately so that appropriate actions can be taken. The third and last point for my speech today is I would like to emphasize that technology plays an important role to empower these consumers and address the cost of living issues. Technology tools help consumers to obtain discounts, have access to information, as well as find cost-effective alternatives. For example, individuals who love to order online delivery food through applications such as Foodpanda can search for discounts just by surfing the internet. On the same note, technology undeniably can help these consumers make the best choices that can help them managing their cost of living. In conclusion, consumer empowerment can definitely help on addressing the cost of living issues in Malaysia. If we know our priorities and options, we can choose the best alternatives to adapt with the current situation. If we know our rights, we will avoid misleading ourselves to pay more than we have to. If we optimize the use of technology, we can have a better management of cost living. Before I end my speech, I would like to thank the judges for taking your time to listen to my speech today. As I can choose my second favorite bread for better alternatives, I also believe that everyone can choose another better alternatives for a better future. That's all from me. Thank you.